Hi, show and telling podcast underway. Only two of us here today.
I know.
Stacey is out doing meetings, business stuff, and so Mel, our editor, and myself, Monty, will be here with you. And we're going through stuff that we want to talk about today, Mel, and it's heavy shit, isn't it?
It's very heavy.
It's all very heavy stuff.
We'll try lighten it up a little bit too, though. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. All right, so let's kick it off with Belle Gibson. The nutbag con woman, psychopath, sociopath, I called her yesterday.
There's something severely wrong with her.
Because she clearly lacks any form of empathy at all. So if you're not familiar with her, which really, I mean, most people are, was it about 5 years ago now?
I think so.
I remember it was around the time of my mum's diagnosis.
Yeah.
So my mum has, I don't say battling cancer, but she's been living with cancer for a long time now. And when Belle Gibson kind of, said that she had healed herself with different foods and alternative medicine and stuff like that, I bought her book, I had her app, and I didn't go, oh, well, we're going to ditch, modern medicine to follow this chick, but I did follow her recipes and stuff like that. I was like, fuck, this is incredible, because all you want is hope when you've
100%.
got an illness, when you've got cancer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was right into her, and then we found out she's just absolutely spoken shit. She never had cancer. She said that she had 2 heart surgeries. She died on the table. She had a stroke. She had all of these different things that just none of them ever happened. And then remember she did that interview with Tara, I was going to say Tara Reid, but
Tara Brown.
Tara Brown.
How old are you? She asked her, how old are you?
Oh, that's right. I thought you were asking me.
No.
I was like, why? Should I not know Tara Brown at this age?
She said, how old are you? And she goes, at this point in my life, I believe to be 26.
Yeah. And Tara said,
how old are you?
but when you put in your last form for whatever, how old was it on that? 23. She said she's had all these name changes. Anyway, I think we're all quite familiar with her story, but she has to go to court now because you keep knocking this table.
I know, sorry. Oh, sorry, we can't all have tiny little legs like you, eh? Fat shaming.
Yourself. So she's had to go to court this week. She showed up on Tuesday because with, the money she's made from her app and her book and everything, she was needing to pay it out. Basically, she said, I'm going to give it to charities, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And so she's been fined $410,000. Is that right?
It's something like that, which it should be. I mean, not to say it should be more, but yeah, she was meant to give all that money to charity, but she's rocked up. She's just come back from some holiday in Kenya.
Yes.
That says that there's a guy called Clive that she's living with, who I feel like may be a figment of her imagination. Because I don't think
he exists.
Oh, he does?
He does, yeah, because let's just set up the story, because then I've got a story to add to this.
Okay, all right. So she goes to court and it's like she has no recollection of anything. No. Apparently court reporters that were in there were asking her questions like, and so how do you pay for this? How do you pay for that? Some things she'd give sort of a really flimsy answer for, and the others I can't remember.
How do
I don't
you pay
really
for
know.
Your son's schooling? I don't know. And then apparently Clive pays for their rent and stuff like this. So she's saying she's completely broke, but then so these forensic accountants are going through all of her files that she handed over, like a manila file of shit, and they had 10 minutes or so to go through it, and then or during the lunch break they went through it all and then just questioned her for 2 hours.
They're not going to get anywhere. This is not doing anything.
But if she can't pay it back, will she get jail time? Do we know?
Yeah, they're saying that they think that that's a very real possibility. I feel like she needs some serious psychological help.
Well, she needs to be in you're allowed to say nut house, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where
an institution, I guess.
An institution.
Like she's mental health facility.
Because the thing is that she, like, what she does is so manipulative. It can puts people's lives at risk.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people would have followed her and gone, okay, well, this isn't working for me. I'm going to do this. And then when they die, it's on her. She's got blood on her hands.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is with someone like her, and it's not to say anything, I've got mental health issues. It's not to say anything like all people have mental health issues. There's, she's directly hurting people.
She's very different
people
than, you and I who suffer from things, issues. She has like an actual things in there that are going on that are not right.
I reckon she's got total personality disorder.
Yeah.
She sort of disassociates it's like she can't even see what she's done wrong.
But that's like, she's like a narcissist, a sociopath. Like,
I know.
It is very alarming. Anyway, so my friend used to live in the same street as her.
Oh.
So she used to live in my town, and her, which is not like a year old town. Yeah, it's called Monty Town. They know. I'm the mayor of Monty Town. It used to bring them on camera. Oh, sorry. Just looking at that. Anyway, so she used to live in the same town as a friend of mine, and it was like a cul-de-sac. So it was, streets like that are very tight-knit. Yeah. So they would have, your street parties, everyone knew each other, a lot of friendships were formed, and And so my friends have 2 kids, and so she had her son, and they're like, the little boy would always just be kind of sitting at the window bored.
Oh, no.
I know, it's hideous. And so then they would often go and say, let him out. I forget, is this Ollie? Or I don't even know what his name is, actually. Olivier, right. Let him come out and play, and so he would play. And when she did her cookbooks and everything, she gave, everyone in the street one. She didn't realise that 2 people, a married couple that lived in that cul-de-sac, were oncologists at Peter Mac, where she said she was getting treatment. So
is this how it all happened?
No, that isn't how it all happened, because she had confided in my friend about her illness and everything, and my friend was friends with the oncologist, but for her privacy, she didn't talk about it to them, because she was like, it wasn't my business to talk about this dying girl's issues with, so my friend never brought it up to the oncologists, and I think that over time, because she obviously would have found out that they were oncologists, she just retreated right back from any socialising in the street.
That is
fascinating.
That is heavy. I went through a real state. I don't have cancer, but my dad passed away from cancer, and I went through a real heavy stage of. There was another woman who was around similar time. Her name was Jess Ainscoe.
Don't remember.
She was called the Wellness Warrior or something. She wasn't like Belle Gibson, but she was living with cancer for I don't know how many years it was. But I think she had sort of not taken on any. What would you call it? Traditional treatment, like chemo and stuff like that. Yeah. She did. It's called Gerson therapy.
Oh yeah.
Which is juicing and all that. Yes. Everything has to be organic, and she felt like she was thriving on that.
Ivan Gerson? Is that the guy? It's a Melbourne guy who's.
No. I think it's in Mexico. There, they apparently it was a husband and wife team, and they had cured people with tuberculosis back in the whenevers.
Right.
Anyway. She felt like it was working for her, but I remember she had a book that came out and I got right into it. Like, no, like they don't eat dairy, all this stuff that they say is poisoning us. It's very, very easy as someone who doesn't have cancer to get into that cycle of, oh, if I eat that, this is going to happen. Oh, milk's got pus cells in it. I can't have that. I can't give my kids that. And that's someone who's not struggling with that. Imagine you had cancer and you're hearing all that and you're thinking, well, no wonder I'm not getting better. I need to do these things. Yeah. And Jess Ainscoe actually passed away a couple of years ago. Her cancer just spread too quickly, and she wasn't even 30, I don't think.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Oh, God, it's so It's so tragic.
I think you can try both.
Well, that's it. That's both like my mum has a great naturopath who constantly monitors her and has all of these, she's doing a trial at the moment, so she's had to go off all her natural medicine, and she's like the whole week has been not good. Yeah. So it's amazing how much combining them can really help. Yeah. I'm just like, you know what, throw everything you've got at it. When it comes to your life, do what you got to do.
I know, I agree.
So also, just going to another grim topic, Ivan Milat has got terminal cancer.
Wow.
And so won't be going back to prison, but he's going to
He won't be going back to the Supermax prison he's in. Right. The same place he tried to cut off his finger with a plastic knife.
Fuck, that's
Can you even imagine how long that would take? Think of a plastic knife that you cut a sausage with. How hard it is to get through a snag with a plastic knife.
Mate, he's got a lot of time though.
Bone.
Yeah.
Bone.
Just. Oh, it's so full.
Although
did he get through it or not?
Yeah, well, I think he got through it. Yeah, he did because the doctors couldn't reattach it.
Oh, so he's only got 4 fingers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so they're putting him. I think they're going to treat him in hospital, and I'm like, really?
Does he deserve to be treated?
Maybe just go back to where you were and just.
just let him
Just
go.
die, really?
It's funny, isn't it? Because then you go, yeah, but I mean, well, what's the point of prolonging this guy's life? Like, he's actually, what he did was just, let's just go through, like, so this is quite grim, but we're going to list through a couple of the things that this monster of a human did. So he was number 5 or the 4th or 5th child.
5th of 14 kids.
Wow.
Right? And, I mean...
Is he the one that did the knives around the bed, or was that Ted Bundy?
No, that was Ted Bundy.
Right.
But it seems like he sort of had quite a normal life.
With 15 kids, that's not that normal.
Well,
mate.
I mean...
As normal as it can be.
As normal as it can be. But he's just...
He was clearly... I reckon some people are just born evil.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he would sever their spines. I haven't watched... What's that show?
Wolf
Creek. I didn't watch it because I was like, nah, that
I watched
that
that
my head in.
on my own one night, and I was so terrified. More than anything, terrified that there are people like that out there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a made-up story.
No.
But he would do things like, he'd bash them and do terrible things to them. But then he would do things like from their back, cut through their spine, and he'd call it like a head on a stick or something. So they would be, and when they found these bodies, their heads were still, so they were still there, but they knew the atrocities that were happening to them. It's very, very unnerving.
Because the amount of money it costs to have a prisoner, you know what I mean? The amount of money it costs to have somebody in prison and then getting treatment on top of that. And you're like, does he deserve to have his life prolonged in any way? Does he deserve even to have, pain medication? It's one of those things
that's
where
what
you're
I
like...
think. I know.
And I'm so far from the death sentence. I do not believe
I was just about to say,
people,
I don't either.
You can't
believe
kill, but
it.
then we're going to kill you. Like, I just think that's disgusting. So then it goes, then it's like, is this hypocritical then to go, well, just let him die out his days?
I know.
In a cell.
But I also think if it was...
Live out his days.
One of my loved ones who had been killed by him, I definitely don't agree with the death penalty, but I do...
If one of yours has, you said.
Even if it was someone I loved, I still don't believe in the death penalty. I've always felt like I take more comfort in knowing that they are... Rotting.
I know.
But I don't know how much they're actually rotting in prison.
I'm sure it's not a party for them.
No, it wouldn't be a party, but, I mean... I don't know. I think it should go back to like what Pentridge was like. I'm talking about I'm not talking about for someone who forged a check or something, but hardcore serial killers. He showed no mercy to those people, so no mercy should be shown to him.
I know.
Harsh, eh?
It is, and I don't know truly how I feel about it. I think, him going and having treatment, I wouldn't possibly give him treatment. I would possibly say, well, okay, we'll just give him pain relief until he dies. I don't know. It's a hard one.
Last week we were talking about poo stories.
Oh my God, why are we not talking about poo stories? Oh my God.
And it's just getting grimmer.
I know.
As we go down the list.
I know, because we were talking about earlier. So today, you know what? We do varied stuff. These are the conversations we have with our mates, and this is what we've been talking about today, and you probably have too. So we're talking about how in Alabama the toughest abortion law has just been passed. This is so grim. There are other states of the USA that are going to follow suit as well. It is so absolutely fucked up. It is. So basically now, if a doctor gives or performs an abortion on a woman in Alabama, unless the only reason she can have an abortion is if her health is at risk from carrying this child. Outside of that, there is strictly no reason for the woman to have an abortion in their eyes, in their fucked up eyes. And so the doctors would be so penalised that they would be up for 99 years in jail. So let's just say, for example, a woman was raped in Alabama. She fell pregnant with a child, and she didn't want this child.
Understandably, yep.
If a doctor was to perform an abortion on her, he would get longer term in prison, the doctor would, than the man who raped her.
100%.
I just don't understand how any sense is made of this.
I don't think any normal human being could understand that. Even if you aren't...
But when you say normal, like everyone is their own version of normal. So this is a religious
Yeah,
this
it's
is
totally
all
religious.
Falls back to
Yeah.
religious. And who are the people that decided this? Mel, what is it? Was it 28
25 men.
25
white
men.
Yeah.
25 white men are the ones who made the decision that in Alabama this is a new abortion law.
Yeah.
This is in 2019.
Abortion's a really sort of heated topic. Some people, you know, even if you do, I think even the real pro-lifers would have to agree that there are certain situations where even if you're against it, which I'm not, but even if you're against it, where you sort of think, okay, well, that's going to be traumatic to have that baby.
Well, say for some people,
Or that baby won't be loved,
or that baby is the quality of life that baby's going to have is just not worth it for anyone.
And it seems like people think it's just a simple solution, like, oh, we'll have the baby and just give it up for adoption or whatever. But then that's also can be traumatic for people as well.
My God, yeah. And say you have a severely handicapped child and you put that child up for adoption.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, unless there's Mother Teresa, that baby or that child is going to see out its days in home and just be passed around. And it's so unbelievably messed up. And this all comes back. We were saying, I can't believe the guy, you know, it all just comes back to going, I can't believe the guy from The Apprentice is running that country. Like, because he would be pro this.
It's surreal.
Or he could change it. It is so messed up. Anyway, let's go on to something a little bit lighter. Oh my God. The gender swaps on Snapchat.
I am such a hot man.
You're very attractive.
I am
You look very
attractive.
Italian because you're an Italian-looking woman. So
No, see, I don't think I look
I think you
Aussie
are.
as.
No, you don't, mate.
Really?
Like, you're Aussie, yeah, but you don't I don't look at you and go. I look at you and go, oh, where are your folks from?
Are you joking?
Yes, you do look Italian to me.
I reckon it's because you know.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I'm so fair.
And your
I've got
family's
light
very
eyes.
traditional Italian.
My family are. I'm the white sheep.
And your sister does look Italian?
She does, and my brother, both of them, olive skin.
I just think it's... do you wish you looked more Italian?
Yeah, I always did, but now that my hair is getting really white, I'm really grateful I'm blonde because it's so much easier to hide. But yeah, I think I wish I did look a bit more.
Oh, I thought olive skin would be amazing.
The best.
Yeah, but so anyway, the face swap, I was like, oh, you look like a hot Italian guy to me.
Yeah.
I look so fucking disgusting.
You look, what did we say?
I just look like...
Trent?
Trent. I look like a Trent. You know, whatever a Trent looks like. Like, Trent has just stepped off the work site. He's got his beanie on. His fingernails are disgusting. He's just eaten a 420 pie.
Oh, yeah, washed out with the strawberry Big M.
And he just, like, smells like smoke.
Yeah.
And then he washes himself, but he's still filthy. And then he's, like, a bit sexist, and he, like, barracks for the pies. And he's just the kind of guy that would just be at a dirty disco.
Calls his girlfriend Love.
Yeah. Yeah. And he refers to her as the missus.
Oh.
How gross is the missus?
The missus.
Mate, can't come out tonight.
The
missus is busting me balls.
No, I don't
or
like
he
that.
refers to her as the ball and chain. That's me as a man.
Trent.
I love
Trent Diamond.
so much. Trent Diamond. G'day, ladies. Well, it ain't going to suck itself. That's what he'd say when he would walk into a room full of women. Not going to suck itself.
You've got to see it though. We'll have to have you posted it?
I did put it on our Instagram. We'll put it up on our Instagram feed again. We'll take a photo of you, Stacey, and I today because Stacey's coming over soon as well, and we'll put all of us. I can't get enough of it, but you know what? I reckon people are going to be using it too much. We're going to get sick of it.
Yeah, we will. Now's the hot time. You know, last night I actually got onto Snap. I've never been on Snapchat in my life.
Genius of Snapchat.
Yeah.
Everyone is downloading it again.
I just got onto it. And then I was like, okay, I just want to use the filters. And then for about 2 hours, me and the kids just sat there doing,
yeah,
and,
totally.
You know,
and then you save them and you post them to Instagram. Hey, we do film these podcasts. Like, they're not filmed beautifully. They're done on our iPhone, and we stream them live to Facebook and also to Instagram, but it never really works to Instagram, does it? Anyway, we also take that and we put it up on YouTube. So if you want to see just us sitting in my front room speaking shit, riveting, head to our YouTube channel. We have a show and tell YouTube channel. All of our on the couch chats are there with well-known women and everything else we do as well. We would love you to follow us. We're slowly getting up the numbers on there.
We are.
Also, can you follow, make sure you subscribe to our podcast.
Yep.
Show and Tell podcast, and we read all of your comments.
We do, and
They don't let you write back to you, otherwise
No.
we'll write back to you. And sometimes we go, are what we're doing right? Like, is there anything in this? Like, because it's Stacey, Mel and I who work on this site, it's so just us, you know what I mean? And then you're like, we know our mums look at stuff, but not even our mums. So when we know, oh my God, you really are liking this, I know it sounds gross, but it seriously means a lot to us.
And as soon as one of us reads a nice comment, we see a review, we're like, hey, look at this. We take a screenshot and send it to the group. It's really nice.
So thank you. We appreciate it. And we'll be back next week. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.